Are you worried that you just don't sound good when you record yourself on camera or make a video? I'm going to share some tips to help make sure that you sound great each time you record. I've spoken to plenty of folks who say they just don't like the way they sound when they record themselves on video or on camera. And the first time I heard my voice, I was probably like 7 or 8 years old. My mom had one of those old school cassette recorders, those kind of square ones that are kind of flat. And you just, put the cassette tape in, hit record. She used to record little sessions with my brother and myself. And the first time I heard myself, I was like, I don't sound like that, Mom. I really don't sound like that. So first of all, I'm going to share some tips to help you get over that not liking the way you sound to start off with. And then I'm going to share some tips to help you sound great every time you record a video, all right? And I'm basically going to share some gear with you as well that'll help you sound great as well. By the way, before I get started, go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, or depending upon the network that you're seeing this video, go ahead and follow this channel, all right? Follow this page. So, what if you just don't like the way you sound on camera? First of all, it's perfectly natural because no one pretty much likes the way they sound, because when you first hear yourself recorded, you're going to be like, I don't really sound like that. And I get it because you hear the way your voice resonates through your body. You hear your voice kind of internally through your ears, but on the inside, you hear your voice a little bit from coming out of your mouth, but it's mostly your voice resonates inside you, and that's how you hear yourself. And it's a little bit different because when everybody else hears you, they just hear what's coming out of your mouth and through your larynx or your vocal cords. And it may sound a little bit off to you, right? It doesn't sound like yourself. And the first time you hear yourself on camera, you're going to be like, you're kind of going to cringe. It's kind of cringeworthy, right? So my best advice to you is just to keep listening, keep recording, because each time you hear yourself, you're going to realize that you sound okay. It really isn't that bad of a sound. You're just not used to it. And that's how everyone else hears you, including the microphone. And on top of that, your family loves you the way you sound. That's the way you sounded to them your whole life. Your friends love you the way you sound because that's the way you've sounded your whole life. Your clients and people you do business with, the people you work with, they love you the way you sound because that's the way you've always sounded to them. So it's more of an internal thing where you have to get over yourself. I know it's going to sound harsh, but just get over yourself. That's how you sound, and you'll get used to it. Like the more you record, the more you're going to get used to it. Like when I hear myself now, it doesn't even surprise me because I know how I sound when I record myself on camera. So it doesn't really matter. Just get used to it. Now, audio is really important because whenever you're recording, you have to remember it's actually the audio and it's the messages that you're sharing. It's even more important than the video or the visuals. Now that may seem kind of surprising because we're talking about video. You want to have good looking videos. But the audio is really more important. For example, there have been times where I've recorded a whole video tutorial or a video instructional or an instructional video and the microphone isn't connected or it's not plugged in or it's off. And you know what that video is? It's garbage, because if you're seen but not heard, your video is garbage, and that's just the way it is. So really, the audio is the most important thing. Now, I've seen plenty of ads on YouTube, like DIY ads that people have recorded, and a lot of times they're not using a microphone. And it kind of is a pet peeve for me because I work in broadcasting, I work in TV where you always use a microphone, and I always use a microphone. But the general public might not realize how important it is to use a microphone. So first of all, when you don't use a microphone, the audio is going to be a little bit more hollow. If your voice is bouncing off the walls, the microphone is going to pick that up. It's going to sound a little more echoey. It's going to have a little bit more. It's going to sound a little more tinny. And so I'm going to share with you some microphones that you can get started with. If you're just getting started, if you're not really sure what to buy, I'm going to share like 3 or 4 mics. These are just out of my own personal collection. There are plenty of mics on the market. There are some expensive mics, there are some cheap mics, and there are some middle of the road mics. But trust that the mics I'm going to share with you are high quality. They might skew a little higher on the affordability range, but they're still very affordable. They're all within that $100 range. And if you're serious about making videos, I would hope that you'd be interested and you'd at least be open to investing in audio, because you should not want to skimp on your audio. We're going to start with the lavalier microphone. Now, lavalier microphones are popular. Hold it the right way. lavalier microphones are popular with sit-down interviews. So this is just a clip-on lapel mic. Generally, I suggest that you run the mic under your shirt to your collar, but generally they clip on somewhere around your lapel. They're also known as lapel mics. So we just clip it on somewhere like around here. Like I said, you want to hide the wire. You want to run up underneath your shirt, but you just clip it somewhere around here. They're generally condenser mics. They're generally omnidirectional, which means they pick up audio from every direction. I think this particular mic is. Now this is actually a mobile mic, so this mic works well with iPhones and Androids. Now if I was using this with an Android, it would work fine with this connector. If you're using it with your iPhone, it should have come with a little adapter that goes from the standard 1/8 connector to Lightning port or to the USB-C, so just remember that, all right? But lavalier microphones are great for sit-down interviews where the person is sitting, they're not moving around a lot. Maybe if they're at a podium, they can also wear like a wireless lapel mic. So if the person's walking around, that's fine as long as it's a wireless mic. But generally, that's how they use sit-down interviews, or else with a wireless where the person's walking around, but not really doing a whole lot of movement. Focus, focus, focus. Now, when I first started recording myself and doing home videos, I used this mic. This is the Audio Technica AT-2005. There's also an ATR, model ATR, I think it's 2100. This is also very popular. All right, but either way, this is a very solid mic. This mic costs around 70 bucks. The lavalier, by the way, costs around 70 bucks as well, the mobile Rode mic by Rode. But I like this mic because if you can see here, it can take either a USB connection, and it can also take, so this mic can take either a USB connection, or you see the prongs here, it can also take an XLR, which is a regular analog mic cable. So you can plug this in either handheld, or I used to have it on a mic stand, but this is a great mic. It is a cardioid mic, which means it adheres in a heart-shaped pickup pattern, so it works best if you hold the mic. It picks up sound best right in front of the mic. I would just suggest that you use like a popper stopper or a windscreen with this mic, because where's my windscreen? I had a windscreen. I don't know where my windscreen is. I have a windscreen somewhere around here. But I'll use a windscreen with this mic because it picks up plosives. It's pretty sensitive, and it picks up anytime you push out, like say B, P, T, any of those pushing out vowels or consonants rather, it will pick them up. So that's why you want to use a popper stopper or a windscreen with this mic. But this is a great mic. I really recommend that if you want a good USB mic, affordable USB mic, you go with the Audio Technica AT-2005 USB mic, all right? And there's one more mic. And this is the last mic I'm going to talk about, and it is a shotgun mic. So it's a hypercardioid, meaning it picks up a very narrower pickup pattern. In other words, the sound kind of has to be pointed in the direction of the microphone. So generally these shotgun mics are used like you might have it on a boom just outside the camera's view. So it would be pointed in the person's mouth, or else this particular microphone, you'll often see this microphone mounted on a DSLR like this and just plugged in. All right, and it works really good. This is a more affordable Rode mic, but there's video mics. There's all sorts of models of video mics. This is a VideoMic, I think it's the VideoMic Plus or something. But there's VideoMic Pro, Pro Plus. There's all sorts of Rode shotgun mics that work really well. All right, this microphone, I wouldn't put it too far. Like right now, my camera's probably about 4 feet away from me, and I also have a video mic on top of my DSLR that I'm shooting on. But you don't want to put it like 12 feet away from you. You want to generally have it a little bit like within, I'd say 8 feet or closer, really as close as you can. My camera's a little further back just because it is. All right, so those are 3 microphones. Remember, audio is important. You will sound your best if the camera can hear you, if your recording device can hear you. And aside from that, you can do some EQ to your voice, some post-production to your voice, but that's a whole nother subject matter, all right? So for now, just remember, if you want to sound your best, use a microphone, especially if you're outside, if you're outdoors, in sort of situations that you can't control the audio. If I was indoors and just want to use my a camera's internal mic, it wouldn't be as bad, but it'd be a little bit hollow because, like I said, my camera's about 4 feet away from me, all right, if not further. All right, so just remember that you want to use a microphone. I just shared some microphones. They're all going to be in the description. So those are 3 microphones. Those are just 3 microphones. I have a few more in my collection. I have a Rode mic right here behind me. I also have Sony lavalier microphones, because you just gather stuff over the years. Once you get started with this hobby, you can see you'll start to collect gear. It's just a part of it. All right. But Amani Channel, like I said, if this was really helpful, go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, hit the notifications, or follow this depending on where you're seeing this. And stick around, because if you look around, there are some more awesome videos for you to watch. So hit one of these. I have a child and a wife to feed. This will help me feed them. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.